Hi everyone, my name is Noreen and I have a problem. This is a very serious kind of problem. No, not a heartbreak. No, not financial struggle. This is something worse because I am a procrastinator. I don't mean the normal type, okay? Not the all-star of the lunch kind. This is the Olympic level gold medal world champion procrastinator. If procrastination was a sport, I would have fans, merch, and a documentary on Netflix. You see this laptop? This laptop has seen things, trauma and stress. My breakdowns at 3 a.m. because an assignment is due at 8 a.m. And let me tell you how this all started. Every time a lecturer gives me an assignment, I would say with confidence, with passion, and with delusion, I will start early this time. I will be productive. And I will change. And then I do absolutely nothing. Always begin with one small thought, like I will start after a short break. But then a short break becomes cleaning my table, re-cleaning my table, and then I'll organize my pants by color, height, and personality. Then I'll scroll TikTok just, to relax my mind. But then it is 2 hours later and I've done nothing.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Iskandar Yusuf. I will now talk on what is poor prioritization. Poor prioritization means failing to identify which tasks are more important or urgent. Basically, problems of proceeding or deciding what tasks need to be done first before proceeding to other tasks. Here are the key signs of poor prioritization. The first one is easy tasks. Work on easy tasks first. The second one is last minute. We constantly rushing caused by working last minute. 2, multitasking, whereby multitasking too much can cause mistakes and slow progression throughout work. Last but not least is failure to distinguish between what needs to be done now or what needs to be done now other than what can be done later. Good prioritization can help us in use time efficiently, reduce stress, avoid missed deadlines, improve work quality, and achieve long-term goals.
As you can see from the scene, poor prioritization can lead to many real-life problems. So let's take a look at our presentation. Alright, the first effect of poor prioritization is that everything starts to feel urgent and important. When we don't know which tasks actually matter the most, we start to respond to every request as if it's critical. A quick example comes from the book Essentialism by Greg McKeown, where he shared a story about the day when his daughter was born. Instead of staying with his wife and also newborn, he was rushed by his colleague to attend a meeting, and because he doesn't actually aware about his priorities, he rushed to the office instead. And when he finally arrived, all the clients was confused, wondering why wasn't he with his family in such an important event. From this example, we learn that saying yes to every request might seem helpful, but actually in reality, it can do a lot more harm with both sides. So without proper prioritization, we might end up making decisions that doesn't align with our responsibilities. The second effect is missing deadlines and also declining performance. When we don't prioritize well, we end up spending a lot more time on low value work, and then the one that actually matter get pushed aside and delayed. This leads to rushing at the last minute, which causes a lot of chaos mistake. Naturally, the quality of our work will drop. Over time, this affects how people see us. Late submission and poor quality work make us appear irresponsible and also unreliable, whether it's in an academic settings or at the workplace. And once we started missing deadlines, it doesn't stop there. The next task gets delayed, and then the next one. Eventually, it will become a continuous cycle of declining performance. The third effect is the most common one, which is burnout and also mental exhaustion. When we focus too much on unimportant tasks, we waste our energy early. the one that needs our focus the most will be pushed to the back, piling up until it becomes overwhelming. Eventually, this will lead to mental fatigue, and over time, we will stop getting proper rest and our work-life balance will disappear as well. For example, someone who frequently stays up late at night to finish their tasks might not have time management problem, but instead, they might have prioritization problem. On the other hand, someone who consistently leaves work at 6 in the evening has clearly set their boundaries and prioritized their tasks effectively, and that's what makes them more productive. It is important to remember that each of us may have hundreds or even thousands of plans and ideas every day, but not all of them can be accomplished at once, and that's okay because prioritization helps us to choose what really matters.
Today, I will be presenting the section on identifying high priority tasks. Okay, so first, one of the most effective tools for identifying high priority tasks is the Eisenhower matrix. So, for your information, this matrix divides tasks into 4 quadrants based on importance and urgency. So, the first quadrant is important and urgent, which do. So, these tasks must be completed immediately because they have tight deadlines or serious consequences. So the next quadrant 2, which is important but not urgent. So these tasks support long-term goals, we should schedule them properly to avoid last-minute rushing. So for quadrant 3, not important but urgent, which is delegate. So these tasks feel urgent but don't contribute much to our goals. So if possible, we should let someone else handle them. And lastly, quadrant 4, which is not important and not urgent. So these are low value tasks or distractions that take up time without giving meaningful results. So by using this matrix, it helps us to organize our tasks clearly and prevent us from wasting time on things that doesn't matter. Next, the next way to identify high priority tasks is to consider the consequences. So we need to ask ourselves, what will happen if I delay this task? So high priority tasks usually cause bigger impact if not completed on time. For example, grade penalties, missed opportunities, or extra stress later. So if delaying the task creates problem or increase your workload, it is a high priority task. Lastly, match the task to your goals. So the final method is really important. So we need to check whether the task contributes to our main goals such as academic performance, assignments, or personal improvement. So tasks that support your goals should be prioritized higher. Meanwhile, tasks that didn't help you reach your goals the tasks that don't help you reach your goals become low priority and should only be done after the important tasks are completed. So by doing this, we make sure our time is spent on the things that truly matter.
My name is Kyra. I will share 5 ways to focus more on high priority tasks in which these strategies are more realistic and modern compared to the old-fashioned way people have been doing to focus on their tasks. So we will go through it one by one. So the first strategy is digital time blocking. Instead of writing your plans in a physical planner, which you would barely open and also is very inconvenient since you have to bring it with you everywhere you go, another way is to do digital time blocking. So we have 3 apps here: Google Calendar, Notion, and Apple Calendar. These are the apps in your devices which can make you color code your task and set reminders according to their specific times. And it also syncs all of your tasks and events, also plans across all of your devices. So as a result, when you follow this digital time blocking method I'm presenting here, your day becomes visually organized, and so you waste less time on deciding when or where to do that particular task you are thinking about. So another thing is that it reduces procrastination and helps you stay on track and makes your workload feel more organizable and manageable. So the second strategy is called distraction proofing using technology. As we all know, people are easily distracted by technology, even me as a student. I have done some readings online, and according to statistics, the most often time a worker checks their devices to check their emails or communication apps is every 3 to 8 minutes, and that really shows how much of a distraction technology is. But personally, I feel like if we are smart enough in time management, we can use technology to fight technology's distractions. So here we have apps like Forest or Focus to Do, or even the focus mode in our cell phones. These are the things that help reduce those distractions. So as you can see here, I've inserted a picture of a plant. This is actually a very interesting feature of the Focus to Do app, which grows a plant while you focus on that particular task. So imagine you're completing that task till the very end, and the plant grows bigger and bigger. That would actually feel more like a reward than a hustle to complete that particular task. So the positive effect is this reduces mindless scrolling in social media, especially in TikTok nowadays, and it reduces all your attention to that one particular task. And as a result, your work quality of that task gets better because, of course, your attention is only on that one task and no distractions are allowed. So the third one is staying consistent with your reward system and habit tracking. So we do not rely solely on discipline to complete our daily tasks. We actually rely on discipline, rewards, and accountability. Accountability means when you actually track all of your habits and not doing it just because you have to do it. So one of the things that modern people use right now is checklist widgets. This is what makes the habit feels more consistently fun. And after you complete that task, you can reward yourself like taking a break or even just mindlessly scrolling through social media for a few minutes. That also counts as a reward. So consequently, tracking your habits builds momentum in yourself, and rewards keep the brain more engaged and making it easier to repeat the tasks we usually do every day and the good routines that actually bring benefits to yourself until they become automatic in your daily lives. Because of course, habits don't come to you automatically, but they come to you when you do them with discipline, rewards, and accountability, like I explained just now. So the next one is very, very simple but still very overlooked by us humans. We tend to assign ourselves to do that particular task without actually splitting it into the small tiny steps that we have to do to complete it till the very end. And as we all know, modern attention spans are really, really short, like I show in the statistics beside me. So breaking these big tasks into what we call micro tasks is actually a lifesaver. So for example, instead of do lab report, you can divide it into tiny microtasks. For example, microtask 1, open the document. Microtask 2, add reference. Microtask 3, write the intro. Number 4, number 5, and so on. The positive effect of this is that it makes big responsibilities feel less overwhelming and less burdening. And you would get small wins along the way which allow you to feel more motivated and less stressed throughout your days. And the last one is what we have learned in our recent class, which is SMART goals. And I'm pretty sure everyone has embraced the meaning of it, which is S specific, M manageable, A achievable, R realistic, and T time bound. But do we really apply it in our daily lives? So like just now, instead of saying, I will finish the lab report tonight, you can say something like, I will complete the first section of the lab report before dinner and the second section of the lab report after class. So it's more about the R in SMART goals. It helps you prevent burnout and keep your progress steady. So you gain more clarity on what you actually will be doing in that specific time, instead of waiting for the time to come and then you actually decide it then.
To conclude, poor prioritization can cause us to spend too much time on tasks that are not important. This often leads to stress, rush work, and lower productivity. By understanding what poor prioritization looks like, we become more aware of bad habits such as multitasking, procrastinating, and choosing easy but low-value tasks. Identifying high-priority tasks using tools like the Eisenhower matrix help us separate what is truly important from what is just urgent. In addition, effective strategies such as setting clear goals, breaking tasks into smaller steps, scheduling important tasks, and reducing distraction allow us to stay focused on what matters most. Overall, a good prioritization leads to better time management, improved academic and personal performance, and less wasted effort. That's all from us. Thank you.